Hey everyone, hello, what's uppers? I hope you guys are doing great today. I wanted to sit down and answer some of your questions. I've been getting questions about Japan. Why did I come to Japan? Why am I in Japan? How did I get here? So I just thought I would tell you guys my story and answer some of your questions. So why Japan? Why? Why? Okay, so when I graduated university, I really didn't know what I was going to do. Because at that time, and actually since I was in high school, really, I struggled a lot with self-worth and self-esteem and confidence. Like, I really just didn't believe in myself at all. And so when the time came to graduate from university and I was going to have to go out into the world and compete and try to succeed, like, I was super, super overwhelmed, and I just didn't know if I could do it. And I felt that in order for me to survive, especially in a country like America, where it's so it's a culture that's so centered on the individual and on winning, I felt that I was just going to be eaten alive. So I thought, well, if I go to a different country, I can reinvent myself, right? I'll be in a totally new place, and I can really discover who I really am. And so being on my own, of course, I would become more independent. And if I was able to make a living in a different country, despite the language barrier and despite being out of my comfort zone, then I would be able to prove to myself that I could do it, and it would give me reason to believe in myself, right? So that's why I decided, well, maybe I'll go somewhere different. But why Japan, right? So unlike a lot of people, I wasn't into Japanese things from a young age. I wasn't, into anime or anything like that. But I think it was my senior year, maybe junior year of university, that I made a Japanese friend. My roommate had a friend that was Japanese American, and I was a huge Harry Potter fan. I was into that. So then I had some friends who were into Harry Potter who were also into kind of Japanese stuff, and so I did watch some stuff with them. And basically, what drew my attention about Japan was that it was a very socially oriented culture. I think America is a very individual oriented culture, so it's very much me, me, me. How can I get ahead? How can I win? It's all about the individual and what's best for us, and our individual freedoms, our opinions are always most important. In Japan, no. In Japan, it's more about the society, more about the group. What role am I supposed to play as part of the group? What is my part? And everybody has a place. And at the time, because I was so intimidated by the whole dog-eat-dog kind of world of the U.S., like, I really felt like, oh, well, in Japan, like, it's very supportive. Like, they support each other. I don't have to go and be like the best of the best. I just go, do my best, and I'm part of a team. And how awesome is that? How nice is that? That there's not all that pressure to be the best and to win all the time. So that was my image, right, of Japan and of the U.S. at the time. And so it turned out that my roommate, who was from the Philippines, and then that friend that I told you about that was Japanese, we ended up going to the Philippines on our trip. It was like a graduation trip. And then from there, I was able to go to Japan for a few days, and I just thought it was like the coolest place. Like, I was just like, what? This is amazing. And then while I was there, I met this girl who was teaching English in Japan at the time, and she told me it was super easy to move to Japan to teach English to get a job. And I was like, really? And she was like, yeah, all you need is a college degree. And I was like, well, great, I got that in the bag. And she's like, yeah, like, just, you can look online. And she gave me some websites. And so that was it. I decided that I was going to go to Japan. So I went back home from my trip, and I just 100% dedicated myself to finding a job in Japan. I just started applying to everything I could, doing a bunch of Skype interviews, and I was decided. I was like, I can't, like, I need this trip for my own personal development. Like, this was what I had in my brain, right? And then at that point too, I was just so convinced that Japan was so cool and that, like, I wanted to be there. So just being in the States had lost all its appeal because I was so focused on this new goal and this new interest that I had in this place. So that's what happened. I got the job in a suburb of Tokyo, and everything was fixed. They got my visa sorted. I just had to buy my plane ticket. I went and I took the bus from the airport to the station. The people from the school met me at the station. They already had an apartment set up for me. They took me to my new apartment. The next day, they took me to set up my bank and my cell phone, and then they like showed me around. And then after that, the next day after that, I had orientation with all the other new teachers, and it really was the community that I'd been looking for. And for me at the time, it was exactly what I needed, and it was an amazing, amazing year, that first year especially. And so that's why I came to Japan, and that's how I came to Japan. Why am I still here? Why am I still here? Yeah, why am I still here? So basically, I was only going to come a year. That's usually everybody's plan. There's actually a thing, I feel like, from the people that you meet living in Japan, the expats. You either really love it, or it's just not for you. So most people will come and either stay there a year because, yeah, it was nice, but okay, I want to go home. Or 1 year will turn into 3, 5, 8, 10, and you never leave. So I kind of, I guess, fell into that latter trap, where now I've been in Japan for 9 years. 9 years! Yeah, 9 years, I know, a long time. But basically, the first few years were just a huge learning experience for me as a person, just learning about a new culture, learning about myself by being in a new culture, and just, I was just enamored by Japan, by the beauty of the country, the beauty of the culture. I got into like Japanese music and entertainment, so there was always something I wanted to watch, and I was going to concerts and things like that, which I still do. But yeah, and then from there, like I changed jobs, and eventually, had my group of friends, and then I found the work that I do now that I really enjoy, and you just build a life, and now I can proudly say that I accomplished what I came here to do. I mean, I came and I became more confident. I made a life for myself. I grew as a person. So yeah, that's my story, guys. I didn't want to go into too much detail. I didn't want to bore anyone, but basically that's why I'm here. So for my next video, stay tuned. I'm going to be taking you guys to work with me. A lot of people asking what I do in Japan, so that's the next part. And yeah, so look forward to that, and I will see you guys soon. Okay, why am I feeling so shy right now? Just talk, Aniela, talk!